In 1989, Capcom released Final Fight in arcades, and this version was ported to the Super Nintendo in North America in 1991, but Japan saw it a little earlier in 1990. So let's pop it in and see what we see. Right off the bat, we have a choice of two main characters. We can choose Cody or Hagar. Both have unique moves and are different sizes. So Hagar is bigger, he has a larger reach. I chose to play with him for this review. And I want you to take a close look at whenever Hagar does a flying jump kick. His legs do something kind of funny. It's almost hard to notice from a distance, but when you're playing it's pretty obvious. His legs kind of stretch, which gives him some kind of incredible reach. I don't think that's intentional. I don't think he has superpowers. I think it's just some kind of programming glitch or bad character sprite deals or something. So this game is a combination of two great arcade games in gameplay and appearance. It's basically Double Dragon meets Street Fighter with a few twists. Like Street Fighter, you have a pretty wide array of moves, but unlike Street Fighter, you only have two buttons that you can use. Your buttons are attack and jump. So you have to be pretty creative with your button D-pad combinations to figure out the moves. I kind of like this little mini-boss guy here. He kind of reminded me of Randy Macho Man Savage. Anyhow, the game is very similar to Double Dragon in its actual gameplay, aside from the types of moves you can do that were a little more Street Fighter-esque and less Double Dragon-ish. But it's basically a walk-along brawler where you just battle hordes of enemies. And some of them have weapons, like the guy that throws a dynamite and catches himself on fire. It's pretty fucking stupid if you ask me, but the character AI wasn't the greatest in this game. And by the way, every time I played this game, that dynamite character did catch himself on fire every time. So, I don't know, some kind of AI glitch, but anyhow, on with the review. You can see that the map is kind of big. We start out in the slums, we work our way to the subway, which is the stage you see here. And it's pretty varied. The graphics are nice and colorful. Pretty nice detail in there. You'll see barrels, crates, and things like that as you go along the game, and you can break them. And they hide weapons. And see that? It's a f***ing katana. You gotta pick that shit up. That's a valuable life lesson right there. If you're ever walking in the subway and approached by hordes and hordes of goons trying to kick your ass, just knock over an empty barrel. It may hide a giant katana. Just beware though, because if you try to leave the subway with it, it will just flip out of your hands, never to be used again. I love the outfits on the street thugs. It's so late 80s urban street thug mixed with, I don't know, gay club kind of radioactive waste. I don't know what they were thinking. Pretty interesting. Fun to look at in retrospect. And we have our Michael Jackson jacket guy. I eventually got to the end of the subway and was excited to see what was next. And hopefully you'll be as surprised as I was. You'll see after I beat these last couple guys here. Just give me a sec, almost done. Yeah, this is where the plot lost me a little. The subway ends and you're instantly in a ring with a giant sword-wielding samurai shogun. A very tough samurai shogun, mind you. So even though this game feels a lot like a combination of Street Fighter and Double Dragon, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's executed quite well, and it does feel like its own unique game, even though it does borrow heavily from both of those two titles. It's interesting enough to play and have fun playing. I haven't delved into the two-player mode, but I imagine it's two-player simultaneous. Like Double Dragon, or at least Double Dragon in the arcade. And I'll leave you with this continue screen, which is pretty suggestive. Just doesn't look right, does it? I'm your host, Dommie, for Classic Games Revisited. Until next time.